got a special guest.
Who do we got?
We got a special guest looking at cards.
One of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, gals.
Yeah. So we got Tony.
Psyched on baseball cards.
Hanging out with us here in the man cave. So we're just going to...
I'm psyched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony's psyched. And I will archive this video. So let me just go ahead and put it on the old tripod here. And then let's find a good angle. There we go. And I'm going to bring in a couple of chairs in here, and we're just going to hang out.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, I'll be right back.
Tony, what are you looking at?
Well, who do you think I'm going with first?
You look at the A's cards. What this
Oakland
is?
A's.
So, our friend Smitty is having a card show, and Nate is actually selling some baseball cards. So, which he needs to, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tony's looking for some A's cards.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got plenty of them in there for you.
You got another chair?
All right.
So,
Do you have another one?
What?
Do you have one
Oh,
more?
yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab another one. It's upstairs.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
I guess he is like, oh, Eric's flying on the knee. I wonder if we got anybody watching yet. Nobody's on yet. Well, it is like in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
so
What,
most people are at work right now. They're probably
Thursday?
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nate and I are playing hooky from work. Hanging out with our friend Tony.
All right.
Oh man, what do we got there? What are you looking at now?
Got a few Giants cards here.
Right.
I follow the Giants, but
I
don't
need to
really know
save
the
money.
players.
Oh look, some baseball cards.
Oh, I know, huh?
All right.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened today. And
we got two people on now.
oh, okay. Well, I didn't even scratch the surface of this collection
Yeah.
that
You can show those already. You gotta wait for some people to get on.
Oh, yeah, I'll wait for people to get on. I'll show off some stuff.
A couple of people.
Oh, what do you got there?
Bailey.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
that's a duplicate.
Yeah,
He's a
Yeah, he's a
pretty
stud.
good switch hitter.
he's been doing all right.
Yeah, I like Patrick.
How is he got a good arm? Is he good behind the plate that way?
He throws out a lot of base runners.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I was wondering.
Yeah. He was having a problem at the very beginning of the season
Mm-hmm.
because I forget what happened, but he made it change and it didn't work out. And now he's been throwing out a lot more base runners.
Nice
Oh,
Williams.
Oh, yeah, the first rate.
That's third base coach right there.
Yep,
Nice.
Matt Williams. Look at that shine.
Lots of shine.
Yeah, put it in your stack if you want it.
I liking
Yeah,
Dufex.
yeah, the Dufex technology.
Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
So anyway, yeah, Tony's looking at some cards of mine. I'm actually going to set up at a show this weekend.
Okay.
And so he's going through some of the stuff I'm gonna bring with me to the old baseball card show. I've accumulated a lot of stuff over the years.
Bobby Ryan.
Oh yeah, Bobby Bonds, man.
This is so weird. Like I don't have any cards to show.
Oh,
Like, usually we do these after we go to a baseball card shop, and
Yeah.
then we got stacks of stuff to show.
Yeah, we decided not to go to the card shop today because time would just evaporate.
Well, we
too
gotta
much.
watch. Tune in for the Giants game in a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that Rickwood Field game. There we go. There we go. All right, trying to get a better angle there.
What happened to Duder?
Duggar? I don't know, man. I don't know what happened to him.
Nice shine on that card, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rookie autograph. Yeah, I just decided I don't want to collect Duggar. I don't know. Yeah, he just kind of he was too old, you know. He was in the farm system for a while, and he just got too old. So I think the Giants he probably ran out of options, and then no one kept him around.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody signed him this year.
Yeah.
He had a good year last year in Toronto.
Oh, no
Belt?
kidding! No one signed him, huh?
Yeah, he's not playing anywhere.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's surprising. That's Cueto.
Oh yeah, Johnny Cueto. Yeah. Yeah. Cueto's fun to watch. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
You know, did you see who just got DFA'd? Well, it's been a while already. Tyler Nevin.
Phil Nevin's
Phil
kid?
Nevin's son. Did you see that he got DFA'd?
No.
Yeah, he got DFA'd.
Wasn't he a big
He was
prospect
out
or
of,
something?
yeah, I think for the Tigers, I think. He was a
Mhm.
big. Anyways, he got DFA'd because he's late 20s, I think.
Uh-huh.
And so Eric and I went to the game on Tuesday. We're walking in, and I'm like, "Who's at third? Number 26." I was like, "That was Nevin." And I look up at the scoreboard, and I see the lineup. I'm like, they called Nevin back up.
Oh, wow, really?
So I guess he had gotten DFA'd was because they were out of options with him. Nobody picked him up.
So
He's been in the minors for a month or whatever.
Oh,
and
wow. So
they called
he
him back
was
the
in
other
the A's farm system, and if someone picked him up, he'd be on
They
that
got-
roster. But
Well,
no
you
one
gotta-
picked him up, so he stayed.
Yeah,
with
you
them.
got to clear waivers. So when
Yeah.
he puts you on DFA, they another team, if they want,
Can bring you up.
can
Yeah.
can pick, but they're going to take you and your salary. And I think the deal is they have to put you on the 40 man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
another
Yeah, I
team
think-
picks
Yeah,
you.
because as a minor leaguer, you can only get called up and down so many
Mhm.
times. That's why Dubon ended up going to Houston, because the Giants ran out of options with him. Oh, I know. Huh? Yeah, that guy's
Joey
having.
Bart, they were out of,
He's been a great role
yeah.
player for the Astros, though.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's been playing second base, outfield, and he's hitting like 300. I mean, he's a good ball player. I mean, he's a good, like utility player.
Yeah.
Like when Altuve was out, he was playing
okay.
second base. That's why they picked him up, because Altuve was out.
Give me
That
a
was like
stack
a
of
year
cards.
ago.
Give me a stack of cards to look through.
All right.
Let's see what
Well, since we're looking at cards, guys, I'm actually going to holder up some cards, but this one I don't need to holder up because it's already holdered. But I picked this one up today. This card is just filthy. Let me put my glasses on. I'll put it here in front of the camera. But it is a...
Oh, it's a reprint. I was like, 72.
This is a 2007 Top Sterling A. What's up, John Mangini? 2007 Top Sterling 7-time MVP autograph card, numbered out of 10. So I was really thrilled to add this to the old collection. That card is sick. And then this one I got to put in a holder. I got to holder it. Maybe I'll do it while we're live. It's in a top loader right now, but it is a Season Crowns auto of Barry Bonds. And then one that I knew I didn't have immediately because it's a 1-of-1. And that is a beautiful Top Sterling.
Yeah,
1-of-1. Beautiful card there. So those are 3 cards I added to my collection today. Yeah, pretty happy with those.
I didn't realize it was I just saw it
Oh,
on the top
yeah.
right now. I was about to say I was like, I need a 72.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
darn it. That's a.
Yeah, I got that.
Is that the
real one.
original picture on it? Is it?
Yeah.
The 55 Bowman,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
which I love that set. I think they're cool. I know it's not.
Well, not everybody
Popular,
likes the
but-
TV set for some
I
reason.
think it's cool.
I think a lot
like
of
it.
people can't relate to the console TVs of the mid '50s. They're like, well, why
I
is
think
this a
they're
big
cool
deal?
looking. Looks like like on Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Remember when
Yeah.
he first hits his head and they bring
Yeah.
it
Yeah. Yeah. In the living room.
No, I think they're in the kitchen, in the dining room.
Oh yeah, huh?
They wheel it in. They're like, oh, it's our first TV. They were like, do you have a TV, Marty?
And he's like, yeah, we got like 3 of them.
Yeah.
And the guys look at him like, nah, he's joking. He doesn't have 3 TVs.
McCovey.
I remember going over to some people's house on New Year's Day,
Uh-huh.
and it was the first color TV set I ever saw.
Oh, man.
And they were watching the parade, and the announcer was talking about the beautiful blue dress that the prom queen or whatever was wearing on the float, and the dress was white on the TV. But he called it blue. He said it was blue.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was going, color TV. I hate to get the colors right.
Dang, it looked white, huh? Couldn't pick up the blues. Yeah, I bet you the
That's
first
nuts.
I wonder if this will fit in 100 point. Oh, you know what? I got one of those. Whoa, I got one of those things.
Tony, you ought to tell everybody about what you were telling me on the way over here about going to your first Giants game.
Oh yeah. I'm wearing my Giants T-shirt today because it's it says 1958, and that was and plus Willie Mays passed away. 58 was the first year I went to a live baseball game.
God, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You got to go to Seal Stadium.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
My Little League coach took me and his son to the game, and Giants were playing the Braves, Milwaukee Braves.
The
And-
Giants and Braves.
So you got
Yeah.
Hank Aaron.
Got Hank Aaron and Eddie Matthews, and Mays went 4 for 6. He had 2 doubles and 2 singles, 1 RBI, 3 stolen bases,
Jeez.
and he stole third base twice. And Aaron went 3 for 6. I think they were all singles. Game,
Jeez, dude, can you imagine that?
yeah,
Man, that game is etched in
first-
your brain forever.
yeah.
Right?
That game is etched in your brain
The
forever.
game went
man.
extra innings, and the Giants lost it in the 11th, 9-7.
Oh man, that's how Aaron got 6 times at the plate.
Yeah, and Warren Spahn pinched hit in the 10th inning and got a single.
Can you
Back,
imagine
well,
that?
you know, they used to pinch hit Mad Bum.
Man,
When the Giants got in those extra inning games, Mad Bum.
Carlos Zambrano,
Oh yeah,
remember that from the
yeah.
Cubs? He
Yeah.
was a pretty good hitting pitcher.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, all you young people that don't know baseball. Yeah, I mean, in the past, the pitchers would have to come in and pinch hit sometimes. Yeah, in an extra inning ball game. If you,
I wonder if Warren Spahn was a pretty good hitting pitcher though.
I don't know.
I mean, I never.
I
saw
feel
that.
like a lot of pitchers could probably hit 200 back in the day.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not saying all of them
I don't
could. I just
know.
feel like it wasn't unusual for a pitcher
Well, yeah,
to
they-
hit 200.
Think about it. A designated hitter wasn't going to come along for quite a while,
Long time, yeah.
till the '70s. So at that point, they probably would have taken hitting a little more seriously than they did later on. At that point in their,
Especially bunting, I'm sure.
especially bunting. Yeah. Oh, gosh, man, bunting. Who did I see? Did you see Geloff lay down a good bunt the other day?
No.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe. I was so happy. Geloff laid down. He laid it down, man, down third baseline.
Well, I use my handy dandy BCW point, and
Dude,
I
that
know
thing-
that I needed a
yeah.
130 for this particular
I think.
Sterling
Let me see
card.
if you do what I do. Did you go like a little, like so that it
I go a little bit bigger.
No,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't want it to be
touching, squished in there?
Yeah, buddy.
That's what I do.
nice 1/1 Barry Bonds there I got today.
Alright.
So I'm not going to explain how I got these cards, but let's just say that the collection that was sold off makes my collection look like chopped liver, literally. I mean, my collection is chopped liver.
Let me ask you this: was it a complete collection? Like, did
No,
he have,
this is just the tip of the
no. But you know what I'm saying? Like, did he collect everything, or did he only collect higher end stuff?
I think he collected everything.
He collected everything. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So the guy that the dealer that bought the cards, all he bought was autos and 1/1s, and that's it.
Oh man, I wish.
That's
I could
literally
see it.
that's all that was in the box was, and there were a lot of 1/1 autos in there too. Like I saw probably about 20 different Barry Bonds 1/1 autos in this collection that I picked through today.
Now, does your buddy in Pittsburgh, do they know each other?
Yeah, they know it.
Okay.
They know each other. We've talked about.
Okay.
I know I'm the only one that I know of this collector through him and the guy that bought this collection,
Okay,
through both of
okay.
them. But he's never been on YouTube. He's never been on Instagram. He's
Yeah,
never
okay,
been on
okay.
Facebook. He's never been on any social media.
You
I
know-
just knew of the collection through other people,
You
and
know-
I still haven't met the guy.
You know, it sounds like you remember a couple years ago where there was that older man that had like the biggest Griffey collection.
Uh huh.
I mean, he was in his 70s.
Uh huh.
It wasn't on any kind of social media. And when all the Griffey collectors finally got to like see this collection, remember when?
Oh
Joe went to go
yeah,
help? And he
didn't.
just had everything because he'd been collecting Griffey.
Yeah,
since
and
from the
somebody went
beginning.
over there to help him.
Joe
Yeah, yeah.
went to help him because
Yeah. because he
was going to send everything off for grading, or he got advice on what to grade, what not to.
Yeah. That's what this collection that, I mean, guys, I got 3 sweet cards, and these things are like, this is like just kind of exhaust that was in the collection. Like, I mean, who calls a Barry Bonds 1/1 exhaust? I'm just telling you, I've been saying it for years. There are always other bigger, more complete collections out there. I mean, this thing made my collection look like a joke. But it was fun for me to look through the cards. I mean, I saw a lot of stuff. I saw stuff I didn't even know existed. So it was like me going to a museum. It was unbelievable.
That's cool.
I mean, 1/1s that I didn't even know existed. Literally.
Oh man, that's cool. Yeah,
Autographed 1/1s that I'd never heard of.
When you're in
that
a position,
I would never even known to look for.
When you're in a position like that, and say this guy was collecting this stuff during the 90s and 2000s, a lot of it probably never even hit the open market.
I don't know how he found.
You know what I mean?
Stuff.
Like, because if you've got money, and you're known as the guy like that's gonna be the guy that's gonna pay them. You know what I mean? That stuff dealers and whatnot are gonna look for you first before they decide.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he used
not everything, but I'm sure he got a lot of cards.
I feel like I must have met him in San Francisco at a TriStar show at some point, because I remember when early on in collecting bonds, when I had like less than 1,000 bonds, I met up with, I just happened to start walking the floor with this guy, and he was probably at the time around 50 years old, and this was like 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that's selling his collection off, I guess, is 75 years old now. So everything's starting to add up. And he was telling me, oh yeah, I got all these cards. Oh, here, you should buy these because I already got them already. And I was just like, man, you got this already? He's like, yeah, I got it. And so I feel like I ran into him at the TriStar show in the city around 2099, something like that. But
I've heard about this collection for a couple years from you. So
yeah, I saw images of, because the guy that I met up with today, he didn't bring everything he had, and I saw images of stuff that I remember seeing 25 years ago that I couldn't afford at the time, and regretting not buying. And so this guy that's selling his collection off had some of those cards. He had all of them.
That's awesome.
He had 3 of the 3 Sterling bat barrel cards, 1/1s.
How many? I mean, like, was that something they were doing often, or?
Only in 2007. That was the only year, and they made a few bat barrels.
So he has a majority of them.
Yeah, he has all of them. I think.
He has all of them.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Like how you got the 2 bat knobs. He's got the barrels.
Yeah, he's got the barrels. Yeah, luckily he never ran into the bat knob cards. But this hobby's nuts, guys. I mean, sometimes you see these collections and you're just like, that is a mind-blowing. I mean, these 3, I'm super thrilled with these 3 cards, but this is nothing. I mean, these Sterlings, he had like these 1/1s had a stack of about 20 of these. Unbelievable.
Do you?
Yeah.
Now these guys are geeking out over 25-cent cards.
It's groovy.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Anyway.
Man, I don't think Reggie's going to be there on Sunday, is he?
No. On Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Oh, at the 74 reunion?
Yeah.
Really? He's not going to be there?
Is he?
I don't know. I mean, he was on the 74 team.
Yeah, I know. I haven't heard anything about him.
Just so you guys know, we're going to the game on Sunday at Oakland.
It is the 1974 reunion team. So,
yep. Probably my last game ever, unless something happens.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't get Tony started.
Yeah.
No, we had talked about going to A's Giants with Sandra. Oh, yeah, but I guess you guys want to go with. We could go both sides of the bay.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, we did talk about that.
The Coliseum's a lot cheaper than Oracle.
Oh, I know, Oracle. Yeah.
Even though they raised the prices at the Giants games. You know, A's Giants games cost more than some others.
Yeah, they have tiered pricing. A lot of teams do that.
Yeah.
Well, I was shocked at what the tickets you bought for the Sunday game was, because when I was living up here and going to games, they could get tickets for $15, $20 and have really good seats.
Tony, what year was that?
Yeah.
I know you haven't been in the Bay Area for a while, so when I was a kid, they were
Yeah, good seats are like $20 back in the
20,
80s.
$30,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I wonder how many people are going
When
to
did
be
you
at the
move to
game.
LA? Sorry, Nick.
This time it was 94 or 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The first time was in the 70s.
Oh, you lived in LA twice.
Twice.
Okay.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't either.
Oh, I guess I'm done drinking.
Yeah, I loved it so much it came back for the second time.
I'll be right back, guys.
Oh
that's
man,
fun.
you must. You stayed out there.
Yeah.
Wonder who's watching right now.
I don't know.
I haven't seen any comments.
How do you,
Did you like Amy's?
yeah, Amy's was great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look and see if they have any in LA.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man, today we are going to watch the Giants game. Sad to say, I can't remember who they're playing.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Okay.
Yeah. Rickwood Field.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. Now I heard today, I saw a thing that they said that so Willie Mays had played on that field
Right.
when he was in the Negro Leagues when he was like 17 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool that field is still around.
I know. Yeah. It's too bad he
I'm sure Nate
couldn't
knew
have been
that.
here for it.
What's that?
I was talking about we're going to watch the Giants game, and I saw this thing today where it said Willie Mays had played on that field when he was 17 years old.
Yep.
Dude, isn't that crazy?
Yep. And he was in high school, and his parents would only let him play on Saturdays and when school was out in the summer, so he couldn't play
Okay.
during the school year.
Ah.
And he played for the Birmingham Black Barons in high school. Yeah. I had known that because I read a book when I was probably in 3rd grade. I did a book report, and I remember
That's funny you say that.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and Willie Mays. I read a book about Willie Mays, and I remember that he played. From that book report, I remembered that he played in the Negro Leagues in high school,
That's awesome.
and I thought that was cool because he's playing professional baseball as a high schooler.
Well, apparently his dad played some ball. I think maybe some semi-pro.
Oh,
His
yeah,
dad was
yeah.
pretty good. Apparently Mays was playing against grown men when he was like already like 12 years old. So
Wow.
he was,
Yeah.
Now I think I read that same book that you're talking about in middle school.
Okay.
And the funny thing, you know what I remember about that book most? I don't know why it's stuck in my brain, but I guess I don't know what year it was, but I guess one day Willie Mays, when he was a kid, one of his friends was smoking. He decided to try and smoke a cigarette, and his dad was coming home from work.
Ah, I forgot
Did
about
you remember this?
Yeah,
You remember
yeah.
this? His dad was coming home from work and he saw Willie Mays smoking, and his dad made him smoke an entire pack of
Yup,
cigarettes.
I remember reading. Yeah, that must have been the same book,
I'm
and he
sure
got
it was. I
sick.
think, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was. I remember
Yeah.
checking that book out from the library
yeah.
back when you used to
I
do
remember
that.
I remember that, yeah. Eric, you're only halfway into the
Oh. I
Here, just here.
think I
Tony,
would much
see,
rather see
Tony's
Tony.
still a cinematographer. He's
Right?
Make sure we're all in there.
Yeah.
Here, come on, Eric.
All right. Let's get snuggly, guys.
There you go.
Yeah, we got plenty of room. We're in the man cave.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah.
So,
Which is awesome. It looks so much different than when you're here in person and seeing it on video.
Yeah, is it better or is it?
It's much better. It's
Oh.
awesome.
yeah.
I mean, it looks great on video, but seeing it all at once is just amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well,
you see this guy too, his new room.
oh yeah, the Mac Cave.
The
Yeah,
Bat Cave. It's fun.
yeah, man. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just like the fun thing about having a room like this is it's a project that you never are done with because you're always going to add stuff to your collection.
Yeah.
And stuff gonna like when my wife went to Kentucky, not Kentucky, but Tennessee. The first time she came back with those 8 packs of 89 Donruss, right here. I'll show you. And I didn't want to open them because, like, I don't want to open 89 Don. What am I going to do with, you know? I mean, once you open them, they're not cool anymore, right? So, anyways, the reason why I left it there is because I just like the way those sealed packs look. So, you know, I just kind of the ambiance of the room, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking of the 89. I mean, you could pull a Griffey out of there.
Yeah, wait, how many? Like, you need another one of those.
Yeah, I probably got like 20 copies.
You should- Tony, we'll go to a card shop. I kid you not. And when Nate and I will start making our stacks of cards, and I'll look over and I'm like, 89 Bowman Griffey. How like? How many of those do you have? The other day he was talking about. Kid you not, he was talking about how he left an 89 Bowman behind. And I was like, oh, okay. We get in the car. And he starts going through his cards. I was like, I see an 89 Bowman in the pack in the side of my vision, and I thought you left that behind. He's like, oh, I got 5 of them. He says, I left the 6th one behind. I was like, oh my, this is just me and him. This isn't this isn't for TV time or anything. That is what he does.
Well, he left it for someone else.
He did. He bought it. He did. But
Yeah, I figured.
But I thought he was leaving the one that he was getting behind. I didn't realize he picked 5 more up. That's what it was.
I love that card, man.
Man.
I don't know why. I mean,
That
I'd rather
card-
have that card than a few bucks in my pocket.
It's got a great picture on it. I love it. It's just the 89 Bowmans drive me nuts ever since I was a kid because of the size.
See, I remedied that right away because I got the 8 pocket pages. Whatever reason, my local card shops had the 8 pocket pages, and then they had the boxes for the the oversized tops and Bowman cards.
But see, you know what? That's not the way I ever always organized my cards. Like I'm saying, when you look at my Ricky Henderson binder, I'm going to show you that 89 Bowman's been sticking out there since like 1989. It's been with the rest of the group of cards it's with.
Oh, wow.
It's just, because I all my Ricky Hendersons were together.
Yeah.
Back then it was probably 2 or 3 pages.
That's fine.
And then in the next section would be Canseco, and then I always grouped them by player.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been 89 Bowman and
Yeah.
Did you put that set together?
Yeah. Yeah, I have it.
My brother bought the set, I remember.
No, mine's hand correlated. I
Yeah.
hand collected it. Yeah, I remember buying packs of 89 Bowman. And then back when I was a kid, you go to the local card shop, and all the local card shops I went to were the same. The back wall behind the counter was like a bookshelf. And then the bookshelves had 800 count boxes with commons. And you go in there with your checklist if you needed, to finish up a set. And you just go in and just pick out the cards you need for your set, and they'd sell them to you for like 5 cents each back in the day. And they were making money because, what is a pack of cards? You get 15 cards for, 35, 40 cents. So they pull out the good stuff and then sell the exhaust for a nickel each.
Yeah.
So, and they were paying like,
Plus-
3 cents a card out of a pack. And
Plus, that was the times of Beckett where what the price said in Beckett that was the price of the card.
Yeah.
There was very little negotiating going on.
At least,
or I didn't.
well, yeah, no, like the way, like I'm sure like advanced collectors didn't collect that way, but kids,
yeah.
That's how it rolled when you were a kid back in the 80s.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm sure advanced collectors are getting stuff for way cheap.
If it said $1 in Beckett, I was paying
$1, yeah, and nobody was gonna.
And if you,
Yeah.
because I remember the big deal was that I had pulled a couple of 87 Topps McGuire's, but I never pulled the 87 Canseco. And I had to cough up like $2 or $3 for that card. I remember I bought it, and it was, that like hurt. It was like,
I was like, damn, that's 6 packs of
it was
cards
like- it
right
was
there.
like- yeah,
for
it
one
was-
card.
Yeah.
So I was collecting cards back then. So how did you guys, when getting them out of packs, how were you buying your cards? It wasn't YouTube or any places like that.
Oh, there was a lot more card shops at that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There was where I lived. There was 2 within walking distance.
Yeah, and like
So-
me, I rode my bike everywhere, and there were, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 card shops within bike riding distance.
Oh,
And then
man.
if I hopped on BART, then there were like 3 or 4 more in Berkeley.
Oh, there you go.
So I had access to, and then when I went to visit my grandparents, there were all the card shops in Marin County. So I probably frequented like 10 different card shops when I was a kid, where I could get to without having my parents drive me.
Okay, yeah, I could walk to 2, and then if I got my parents to drive me,
Yeah.
they were
all over the place.
Now that I'm thinking about it in my head, there was a lot that I could go to.
And then if you ever wanted packs of cards, you didn't get them really at the card shop. You get them
Right,
at the corner
store.
store. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You just grab a few packs whenever you wanted some packs.
Down the street from where I live now, there was a liquor store. Nate knows where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
There was a liquor store down there, and they always had tops.
Mm-hmm.
See,
So-
I when I wasn't collecting, I got my cards from the local store in packs. I never saw a baseball card shop.
But this is in the 50s and 60s, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
70s
Yeah.
and 80s.
That's what
And
you
90s.
should. That's what you should do. You should talk about what it was like collecting cards when you were a kid, Tony. Because
Oh, he was telling me about all the way.
yeah, because for a lot of people that watch the Baseball Card Junkies channel, they know what it was like maybe in the 80s and 90s, but no perspective on the
Yeah.
50s. And I know what it. I used to talk about it with my dad all the time because he collected cards as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be interesting to hear how you collected them.
Well, the last year I collected was 1960, and anything from the 50s, either my mother would bring packs of cards home to me when she'd go grocery shopping. Sometimes she'd bring me a whole box of cards.
Dude,
Wow.
But usually it was just packs.
yeah.
You know, 4 or 5 packs, and in 1960. I would, because there was no card shops that I knew of. I'd get them all the cards at the grocery store.
Well, yeah, I mean the hobby there was no demand for card shops when you were a
I
kid.
think it was a
Yeah.
lot more underground. It wasn't because there was collectors out there, and they're like the. But
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I just
it
had what I
wasn't-
had and traded with my friends. Used some of them for spokes for bicycles. Put them on
Yeah.
the spokes to make noise.
And then did you guys ever flip cards or throw them
Yeah.
closest to the wall? My dad was
Yeah,
telling
but
me
not-
they used to flip them and throw, and then whoever did the best would get the stack.
yeah.
You know, all the kids
Yeah, we
participating.
did that somewhat, but not too much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we did do a little bit of that.
I'm trying to remember, Tony. I can't, what were you collecting before you did this? The set you finished before the 65.
60.
It was.
I had a lot of cards left
Was
over
it-
from my childhood from the 60s, and so from 1960. So I was trying to finish putting the set together.
Right, you started it. You put the set together from what you had started as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Just such the
that's-
coolest
that's-
story. You should
that's
tell that
awesome.
story.
That's,
Yeah.
Which one?
About your 60 set, 1960 top set.
Oh well, it was the only cards that survived my childhood when I was collecting. The rest of the cards, I'm just assuming my mother threw them out, but I don't know for sure. And then when I gave all my cards that I had left with my 1960 and 1970 set, I gave those to my son. And then when I started collecting again, 10, 12 years ago, he gave them all back to me.
Oh, cool.
And that's when I
so
decided.
he got to enjoy them. And
Yeah, but he knew that I loved the cards, and so he gave them back to me. And that's when I decided to put together the rest of the 1960 set.
Yeah, so it took you, that set build took from 1960 to, you finished it in what, 2020 or so?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So it took you 60 years to
Yeah,
put that
when
set
you finished
together.
Yeah, perfect, 1960 to 60 years.
Yeah, I just think that is the coolest story of all time, that you finished up a childhood project.
Well, you did something similar.
Yeah. So I did. So what I did is my dad in '59. Here, I'll show. Actually, Tony will really enjoy looking at my '59.
Heck yeah.
But
I would enjoy looking. I've never looked at it. Look at that.
Here's my 59 set. So when my dad was a kid, he just happened to, you know, like the way Tony collected, he, you know, his mom would go to the, you know, my grandma would go to the grocery store and she'd buy packs of cards, bring home a few packs of cards. And so my dad had about half of the 1959 set. And so he passed away about 10 years ago. And maybe about a year after my dad passed away, I got the cards from his childhood. And then I think I got the cards a few months after he passed away. And then I finished the set in October of 2015. So, or yeah, I remember it was 25th, October 2015 is when I finished the set. So I had about half the set, and so I finished a set that my dad started when he was a kid.
See, that's
awesome.
So if you want to look through that, Tony, this will probably bring back memories if you had the 59s.
What is this?
That's card number 1, Ford Frick.
All right.
Yep, here's the commissioner.
They made a commissioner card. Huh?
So yeah, Tony, you probably had a lot of these when you were a kid.
Yeah, I did have a lot of 59s, yes.
Yeah. So, but anyways, and then the some of the bigger names I took out and put in the box. But I have the card, I just don't have it in my binder.
Oh yeah.
I don't have everything in the binder.
I can totally understand that.
Yeah. So my set is nowhere near oh yeah, wait, you don't have a 59s. But this one probably isn't as nice as your 1960 set, because I know you put a really clean set together.
Oh,
Yeah, but the ones that were left over from 1960 aren't as in great condition.
Oh, okay.
Like
but
like
you
my
need
maze,
those.
I had my maze graded at 3.
Yeah.
So
but a
yes.
three-
Well, who cares? That's your
Yeah,
childhood.
no, I know.
maze.
Exactly.
I think that's awesome.
But I'm
man.
just
I would
saying
trade
they're
that
not-
card for a 10.
Yeah, but
if
I'm
I
just
were
saying
you.
they're not as in good a shape as what 65 set is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you probably remember a lot of these.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I remember looking at, so my introduction to baseball cards was because my dad had cards when he was a kid, and my grandma used to watch me all the time. I was born in 72, and I got my first 78 because my dad used to walk down to the corner liquor store and buy candy bars and baseball cards and Tic Tacs and whatever else people bought at the liquor store in the 1970s. Probably Schlitz malt liquor for him and whatever, right? So anyway, that was my introduction. When my grandma was watching me, she'd take out my dad's baseball cards. They were in a shoebox and rubber bands, and she would always tell me, "Be careful because they're old. You don't want to ruin them." And I look back now, like, how the hell did my grandma back in 1978 know to be careful with these cards because they're old? She just didn't want me destroying them. I remember that. And I used to sit there and look at them. And
she probably watched your dad put these together and collect them, and she knew they were meaningful, I guess,
there were other things, too, that I played with. It wasn't just the cards, but that was my introduction.
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
There's
Tony.
a couple of
Oh, yeah.
Hall of Famer up there.
Oh, yeah.
Klazuski.
Nellie Fox, yep. And then Al Kaline on that dual player card.
You know what?
Maxwell and
There was
Kaline.
a baseball card price guide
Mm-hmm.
from the 80s, and they did some sets that look like that. Do you
Oh,
remember that?
nice.
You
Yeah,
remember
the
their card?
subsets.
There were no. In the baseball, not Beckett, but the other one, Baseball Card Monthly,
Oh, okay.
and they made cards,
Oh, you
modern
mean
day cards.
Oh, okay,
Modern
yeah,
day
that
cards.
you
the
could
ones
cut
you
out
cut
of the magazine.
Yeah. I remember that's.
Oh, yeah, Nellie Fox is on that page too.
Yeah, we said that.
Oh, okay.
That's the one in the corner. I think he pitched in the game I went to.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
really?
Yeah.
This is great. Hearing Tony talk about going to
Yeah.
Seal Stadium back in 1958.
You went to some of the World Series games in the 70s.
Yeah, I went.
Oh, for
The
Oakland?
game I went to was in '72. Is that when they played Cincinnati? Or '73?
I think it was. Oh, God, you should know this.
I'm not. You know who knows?
I should
Smitty
remember.
would know. He's more
Yeah.
up to date on the
I should
70s
remember.
A's than I am.
Well, I went to the game 3 of the Cincinnati series.
I think that was 74.
I don't think it was 74.
Yeah, maybe you would know better than me if you went to the game.
I
You should
wasn't-
bust out your
I
phone,
wasn't-
Eric.
I wasn't around yet. I don't know. Ask me about the playoffs, All-Star games of the 80s.
74 was the Mets, wasn't it?
I
I
thought
feel like
that
that was
was
73.
It could have been
Willie Mays'
74.
Well, because Willie Mays' last hit
It was
actually
in
the
74.
was in the Coliseum.
Yeah, and he retired in the middle of the 74 season. He didn't finish the 74. It had to have been. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm
I misunderstood something on TV then because they were saying like Willie Mays' last hit was in the Coliseum.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, guys, I
actually-
don't know my Willie Mays New York Mets.
I'm gonna look it up now because
knowledge.
you might be right. I might have misunderstood. I thought that's what they said
I think
because
I
I
heard
saw
that.
it. I
Well,
think he hit
speaking
a
of Willie
single up the
Mays,
middle.
There he is.
I got three
dude.
I got 3 copies of that card. That's people when I showed this binder off, they're like, why did you take all the other greats out and leave Willie Mays? Well, because I got 3 copies of that card.
That's a good, dude. That's a good looking card. Right
Let me
there,
see
dude.
that one. That might be my.
It's a nice looking card.
Let me see which one that is. I think this is my dad's.
Is that your dad's? Dude, that is so cool.
Yeah, man. My dad, he loved this card. He just loved this card. This card right here. Yeah, this lost. Okay, there we
Are
go.
we back?
Yeah.
So he hits a single up the middle, and by this time they were already making him wear the helmet. You didn't have to wear the ear flaps if you had been like
Grandfathered in.
So, but he takes his helmet off, and he takes out his cap from his back pocket, dude. He puts it on. I'm like, man, like, how cool is that? Willie Mays, and he's like, he kind of stumbled, but he was still. I think he was 43.
There was an
He was
incident
still
out in the
moving.
outfield where he stumbled and didn't catch.
No,
a
this
ball.
was on the single.
Oh.
But he was still. But he was
Yeah.
he was moving already. I mean, still at 43. But,
Well,
Yeah.
so 74 would have probably been the Mets, and 72 was
Cincinnati. I think it
No,
was-
73 was the Mets because Mays was on that team.
Dude, see, I do that all the time.
I think
I'll see
74
something
was
and
Cincinnati.
That's what I was trying to say.
In 72.
What
I don't
comes
know
out
who
of
the
my
hell-
mouth is not necessarily what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I do that on videos all the time.
I did it last week when I called the 81 tops. I called it an 82,
Oh yeah,
and I know that. you
yeah,
know?
that's funny. Yeah, I do it all the time.
I think it was 72 because of the A's first World Series.
1972 World Series. Man, I know my grandfather went to
Yeah.
a lot of the games because he still got. We found the tickets in his desk. That desk that you helped me move to my mom's.
Yeah,
the oak desk. Yeah, Nate and I had to move it. I had to take it apart. It's big oak, old school, heavy duty
Yeah.
desk down that flight of stairs. Well, down 2 flights of stairs.
I remember when I was putting the set together, I didn't have the mini Minoso, and I had to pick that one up.
Okay.
And he wasn't in the Hall of Fame when I bought that card, obviously.
A's Reds,
Ah.
1972.
Whoa!
So Tony just schooled us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was game 3. I went to that one.
The mini. So
Yeah. You don't have to show
That's
it.
that's a great looking set.
Just to
It
keep
is.
the cards.
I need to get one of those. Jude, just man. When's the
Oh, no,
best
you
time
can
to?
look
When's
for
the
it.
best time?
Yeah, just don't.
When's the best time to buy
Just show it
vintage,
off.
Nate?
What's that?
When's the best time to buy vintage?
5 years ago.
Yeah, because I should have bought that Mays 5 years ago. I don't have that one.
I should have bought that mantle.
5
You
years.
start- That should have been the first card you picked up for your set,
20
I guess.
2019 is when we should have bought it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, and that's when I bought my Willie Mays rookie. So thank God.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't buy that 5 years ago, I would have been saying right now I should have bought that card 5 years ago.
you would have been what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Well, because
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, do you remember me talking about getting that card at that time?
Yeah.
I need to get one.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember,
yeah.
I remember when Herb Score got hit with that line drive in the face.
Oh.
Yeah, it
Oh
was,
man.
I remember I had to get that card for the set, and then I learned about Moose Scourin, right? I didn't even know who he was when like, it's funny, when I was putting the 59 set together, I learned about maybe 20 or 30 guys that I knew nothing about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that has been since my childhood. The amount of learning I did about baseball coming through baseball cards.
Oh my God.
I got a story for you guys. I got a story. 1974 was against the Dodgers, by the way.
Really?
Okay.
Oakland Athletics or
Right.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Well, thank God they
So
A's
it's
won that one.
Reds, Mets, Dodgers. Okay. So I started collecting cards in 86 when I first started buying packs of cards, but I had bought for a quarter off a neighborhood kid this Circle K box set. And what it was the home run leaders of the day. So card number 1 was Hank Aaron, and card number 2 was Babe Ruth, 3 was Willie Mays. But so for me at 9 years old, through that set is how I learned who the all-time home run leaders were.
Nice.
So,
Alright.
and I had them all memorized. I could, at that time, I could, probably, name the first 10 off the top of my head. And the set was, the kid ripped me off because there was like 2 cards missing in the set. and
Which
I didn't,
ones?
you know what, I don't know. I need to go look. I actually still have that set. I'll show
man.
it to you sometime. This is one of those boxes in my closet. I have that set still, but that's how I learned about, like,
So let's
all-time
see.
home run
Mays
leaders.
was number 3, and then number 4 probably was Killebrew.
I was guessing it's Killer Brew.
Yeah. And I'm talking like an 86.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Exactly.
think 500 and what? I forget how many home runs he had. But, and then number 6, who would have been after Killebrew? Would it have been?
God, 1986. I could have told you.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. After that. Frank Robinson. I bet you. He's number 6
he
at
was
the
a
time.
500. Yeah. 500 guy.
Yeah, because he's up there.
He doesn't get a lot of love, does he?
No.
What home run record did he have? He had a home run record.
He had.
Mm-hmm.
He no longer has it.
No.
Probably the American League. No, it couldn't have been because he played in both leagues. He had the record. I don't know, what home run record did he have?
He had the rookie home run record.
Oh,
Frank Robinson?
Mm-hmm. When Mark McGuire broke it in 1987.
I thought it was
tied-
no.
He was tied with somebody else.
Who had 37,
Okay.
and then Reggie Jackson had 37, and then that was broken by Mark McGuire in 87. I'm telling you, Wally Berger had the rookie home run record.
You know the record was 38, right?
Whatever it was,
right?
yeah. Wally Berger and Reggie Jackson were tied for the home run record, not Frank Robinson.
Let's see.
Just watch.
And really, you want to go there?
Just watch.
Who's my favorite player, Tony?
let's see.
1956, Frank Robinson.
Barry Bonds?
38 home runs.
Okay, and then so what was Wally Berger and Reggie Jackson's? Was that 39 then? It could have been the National League rookie home run record.
That's
No,
what-
because the Braves were National League.
I'm not going to doubt you there. Major League record. In 1930, had 38 home runs.
38?
Yeah.
So
Frank Robinson and Wally Berger were tied.
Oh, okay. I thought Reggie Jackson. Okay, so you were right, but okay.
Actually, we were both right.
Oh, because Reggie Jackson.
Well, you said Wally Berger.
Yeah.
Let's see where Reggie was at. I wonder. Reggie's got to be right behind him. I wonder if they talk about what Mark broke it. I wonder if they're talking about American League.
Maybe, yeah.
Why especially, because you know what I remember is that 88 Fleer card where McGuire's holding up the baseball. I remember that's how I know that.
Damn. Yeah, well, nothing like 88 Fleer to teach
Reggie
you
hit
about...
29.
Okay, 29. All right, I was way off. I thought it was Reggie Jackson, but it was
Frank Robinson. Well, okay, see. So
now here's something.
We're both right.
Wally Berger is from San Francisco. Frank Robinson is from Oakland. So at one time, the rookie home run record holders were from the Bay Area. And let's do it even further. So then Aaron Judge is from Sacramento.
There you go.
And Mark McGuire played for the A's. So the only guy that's kind of is Pete Alonso.
Where the heck is Pete from?
Pete Alonso from.
Where the heck is Pete from? Dude, isn't that crazy that Judge literally only had that record for a few years?
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah. He went to Fresno State, right? College? Judge?
Yes.
Yeah. But he's from the Sacramento area.
Yeah, he did go to Fresno State.
As a matter of fact, my wife, or no, it wasn't my wife. It was one of the nurses that came out for my mother-in-law. I guess she was at another house here in Santa Rosa, and the people that lived there were related to Aaron Judge. And she was telling me about it because I showed her my man cave. She was kind of blown away. She's a big baseball fan. Nice. She was like, oh.
Pete Alonso's from Tampa.
Wow.
Really?
You know, they play ball all year round.
Huh. Yeah, Tampa is nice, and Orlando is beautiful in November.
Yeah.
It's
when I was in the military, I went to Atlanta and saw McCormick pitch against the Braves in Atlanta at the old
man.
Yeah, he was. Isn't he like? Didn't he win a Cy Young with the Giants?
I remember.
Maybe not.
I like him. He was a good pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. These.
Oh yeah, those old.
Those are so looking.
They didn't. There were no big names in that entire set.
Really?
That whole set, no big names. Yeah.
Usual.
Yeah.
That is a really good looking set. I like it a lot.
I had fun finishing it off. It made me kind of connect with my dad when I was finishing it off.
Yeah, sure.
I was sitting there thinking like, oh, my dad would be so happy to know that I finished the set that he started as a kid. Sandy Koufax, yeah. You know where I got the Sandy Koufax card from? It was before, like I kind of always knew that when I got my dad's 59 cards, that's when I would finish putting the set together, right? And I bought the Sandy Koufax card at a charity event because there was this local kid that had to get surgeries like every year or two because he was born with half a heart. And so they were doing a fundraiser for him, and somebody had some baseball cards they were selling at this event. And so I bought the Sandy Koufax from that event. So anyway, I remember I picked that card up way before I actually got a hold of my dad's.
Oh, you just...
Yeah, I bought it knowing that someday I'll need the Koufax anyway, right? And just the 59 Koufax it's pretty beat up, but
it's
I don't
yellow,
care.
Isn't it? Yellow background?
Yep.
It's a good looking card.
Yep.
Now is that in 58 did they have LA Dodgers cards yet, or were they?
Yeah, 58 was the first year that it was San Francisco Giants.
No, I knew they were there. I'm just wondering if they had LA on their hats or if they had.
I think I don't know. I don't have any. Do I have any 58 Dodger cards? I don't think so.
I'll look up Don Drysdale.
58 Dodger.
Because I think Giants have an SF, don't they? 58s?
Yeah, let me. My Mays card will tell them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did say SF on the Mays. Man, I love that card. That Fence Busters. When I was a kid, I loved that card.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool. There's Hank Aaron and Eddie Matthews on the same card.
Yeah, he's got an LA hat on.
Okay.
I recognize that card.
Yeah. 58s.
I did, but they're gone.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Your store's the same as mine. I mean, the fact that the '60s survived is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how that one made it, the other ones didn't.
now you guys are both going to meet my brother on Sunday, and so you guys can ask him because the stereotypical story that you hear about parents throwing out their kids'
I've
baseball
heard this
cards.
story before.
Yes, yes, you have, and I actually told Tony on the way over here too. But I'll tell everybody who's watching at home. The stereotypical story happened. So my dad was telling us, me and my brother, in the late '80s, when we were really getting into. We'd already been collecting a couple years, but like when we were really hardcore, that's all we thought about was baseball and baseball cards. My dad says, "Oh, when we go visit Grandma, I'll let you guys have my shoebox full of baseball cards." He's like, I used to try and collect, all the. He's like, there's a lot of Giants cards in there. He's like, I collected Mays and McCovey.
Yeah.
So me and my brother thought, dude, we're gonna have like a gold mine, And obviously we didn't want to sell them or anything like that, but these were treasures to us, And my dad literally says to my grandma right in front of us, he says, "Mom," he says, underneath my bed I had a box of baseball cards. He's like, "I'm gonna give it to the boys." And she says, "Oh, Dave, I threw that away years ago." And the look on my dad's face, he was like, just like his jaw dropped. He's like, he's like, "Do you know how much money those are worth now?" Like, this is like in the '80s boom.
Yeah, probably in the '80s that stack of cards is worth maybe $500 or whatever. But that was a lot of money back in the '80s.
Dude, I was like 11 or 12,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That was
like $500 back in
Yeah.
in like what, probably '86 or what? They probably weren't even worth that much.
87,
in
88.
Yeah, maybe a couple of hundred back then. But that was like a treasure trove back in the '80s.
It was going to be cards that I was not going to be able to get on my $4 or $5 a week allowance.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Actually, I don't even think it was that much at that time. Maybe
I remember
$3.
there was this card. So there was this shop on Solano Avenue in Albany back in the '80s, and when they first opened up, it was kind of like a kitchen supply store, and at the back of the kitchen supply store were baseball cards. I guess somebody rented out a small space at this kitchen supply store. And it later became this card shop called Dave's Dugout. And I remember my stepdad loved to cook. And so he went in there to get cooking supplies. And one day he comes home and he gives me a 1957 Ted Williams card. And he's like, "I paid $10 for this card." So this is like back in '86, '87. So that's what those cards are worth back then, right? Like a 57 Ted Williams, was like, I guess it was kind of beat up. I remember it wasn't in mint shape, so that's probably why you got it for $10.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, oh man, this is a $10 card.
I was going to say, whatever the value was of that card, that wasn't really as much, but it would have been the fact that we had Mays and McCovey cards in our collection.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that, or original ones, not because
I don't have that Ted Williams card now. I do not know what happened to it.
Dave's Dugout.
I don't know.
Solano Avenue. You know where that's at?
Mm-hmm.
It's not far from my house.
Yeah. They eventually took over the cooking supplies store, and they took.
It was 80s baseball.
By '89, it was like a card shop, and
dude,
no one knew. But yeah, it was called Dave's Dugout. If anyone's watching this from the Bay Area and they remember Dave's Dugout in the '80s, we can't really see the conversation. If anyone, how many people are on?
We've got 6 people on.
Yeah, not too many,
everybody.
because like
We've got
probably
4
people
legs.
are getting ready to watch the Giants and
Yeah, that's like we're gonna do.
yeah,
Look at baseball cards and
Giants
watch
and Cardinals.
the Giants. Cardinals.
yeah. Reminiscing. Those are that one was my dad's. That beat up one. I wonder if this one. I just couldn't. I couldn't replace it. Bob
No,
Thurman.
heck no. Why would you?
Look at how beat up that card is. Original from my dad's collection.
Let me see.
I don't know what my dad did to that
I'm gonna
card.
show you my '86 tops one time. You're gonna laugh, Nate. The first cards I collected, they're so beat up.
Oh man, I remember buying that Jim Perry card. That's his rookie card, and I learned that was Gaylord's brother, and he actually won Rookie of the Year, and I think he won a Cy Young too, Jim Perry.
Dude, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's it. That's Gaylord Perry's brother. I had to buy most of the high numbers. I had to buy for the set. My dad, luckily, he had the Bob Gibson. That was like the one good high number he had.
The pink one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the Pepto-Bismol card. These are
because did they? That would have been a later series, right?
Yeah, this is the last series. Yeah.
So.
Dogs losing this shit.
So they would have been
That's
short
it.
printed.
That's the end of the set. So this is like, these were the cards I think that I needed. So whatever's not on this checklist was my dad's.
Okay.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I kept that so I could keep track of it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. So
You still do it the exact same way.
Yeah. I just leave it. I'm leaving it because that way I know which cards are mine, or which cards I bought, and which cards were my dad's.
He's got one for his 2024 set like this.
Yeah.
Handwritten.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, it's sitting right there on that box.
Look, let's show everybody.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about. This is a Nate checklist right
Why
here.
don't you just go on the website and go on and get a list of all the cards in every set?
Look,
Why don't you
people
just go
ask me
online?
questions
We
like,
got-
why don't you do things my way, is what people ask me all the time. I mean, you're not the first person to look at me in wonderment, wonder what the hell's going on around here.
Oh, I can't even remember. What's it? Oh, Tony, what's it called when you the address that when you get online and show you somewhere else?
TTM?
VP?
Oh, VPN?
VP,
Yeah,
VPN. Okay, so a few years ago, Tony was talking about how he couldn't watch the A's play the Angels. And then he says, oh, and then I realized I wasn't logged in on my VPN. So I logged in and I was able to watch the game. I was like, what are you talking about? What is a VPN? And then he told me what it was all about. And I was like, wait a minute. You mean I can log in from somewhere else? Because I was still in Texas at the time.
Yeah.
I could never watch the A's and Rangers play.
Yeah.
So I had to learn from Tony. And so I'd put myself in Phoenix. And then and then I'd turn on, then
Then you
A's
can watch the
Rangers games. Yeah, because for years I didn't. Like 10 years I hadn't seen an A's Rangers game.
That's crazy.
I figured that out because I couldn't watch the A's games with the announcers for the A's when they were playing the Dodgers or the Angels.
Okay.
I'd always have to listen to their
Oh, you'd have to
broadcast.
watch it on the local.
But I wanted to hear the A's announcers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought, well, maybe I'd go on the VPN and watch the game from the A's. And sure enough, it worked. And I go, all right. And then when I heard Eric couldn't do it, I told him about it.
Yeah, I remember
helping a fellow A's fan out, huh?
Like, yeah, because I mean I watch almost every game.
Yeah.
So does Tony.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm not there, I'm watching it on TV.
Yep.
And sometimes I'll call Nate and I'll say, "Don't talk about the A's game. I have not watched it yet."
Oh yeah,
like if I was
out
out at dinner with my wife, we're doing something else for the day, and I didn't get to see the A's, so sometimes I'll have to go back and watch it. But that's what I do. I'm like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me anything about the game.
Oh man, how many of you collectors out there, when you hear this sound?
Dude, I love that sound.
Oh yeah, I love that sound too. Oh man, the sound of the team bag cracking.
Yep.
I'm just I'll show you guys what I picked up if anybody's new in here. I know we don't have a lot of people watching us live, but we're just having fun. We're talking, man. It's great talking with Tony here about what it was like collecting when he was a kid. So I think collectors need to know what it was like, you know, collecting, you know, like one of the pioneers of this hobby, Mr.
Right.
Tony. Right? So anyways, here's what God, this card here. I've been wanting this one for a while, the Season Crowns. Oh man, that's sick. You got them Yeah, that's just a sick card. Probably not the best view. A 1/1 Sterling.
You gotta get that a little closer.
Here, I'll let you show it off.
There we go.
No.
Where I can't see a thing.
Here,
there we go. I got it. Wait, that's because I was going to show this right here.
Oh yeah. And this is just like chopped liver on what? I mean, this collection I looked at today. Literally chopped liver. This is a nice one too, numbered out of 10. 7-time MVP. I just had to grab this card.
Did I read that right?
Yeah.
Dodgertown?
Yeah, and then Tony, he actually brought a few cards. I'll show you guys. Check this out.
Oh, dude, that's so sick.
Panda, baby. Hey, what's up? Say hey, 24. If I recall, and this is going way back, but if I recall, your name is Nate as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, if that's who I'm thinking of. Man, this is cool. I don't remember seeing this card before. That Will the Thrill gold border. That's a cool card, man. And then Willie Mack bunt, Topps bunt. These are inserts that one year, I think. That's a cool card. Hoyt Wilhelm, the Hall of Famer.
I'd forgotten he played for the Giants.
Yeah, he played quite a bit for the, like in 54, 55. You know what's funny about Hoyt Wilhelm, and a lot of people don't know this, but when he was a rookie, he was 27 years old, and he played 21 seasons in Major League Baseball.
Whoa, dude.
How many 21-year-old rookies have a 21-year career?
You said 27 years old.
I mean, 27-year-old rookies have a 21-year
Dude,
career.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, that's that knuckleball.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't throwing hard, but I mean, that's like he was pitching until he's 48 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, a knuckle. I mean, if you master the knuckleball, yeah, I guess you could pitch for that many years.
yeah,
and then this card is just ridiculous.
You're not.
When Tony laid this one on me, I was like, I didn't have an autograph of this guy. And this is a beautiful tribute of Vogie, Ryan Vogelsong.
Bogey.
Yeah, he's the guy that would give you that look on the mound.
Yeah.
He would give you, like, he was up there with Dave Stewart and Bob Gibson.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like smoke?
Yeah, yeah. So anyways, yeah, so got those to show off. What time is it? How long have we been on here? Oh, yeah, we've been in here about
3:50.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to watch, we're probably going to hop off now and watch the pregame of the game in Alabama.
Rickwood Field.
Yep, at Rickwood Field. So that's what we're going to do the rest of the afternoon. So for everyone that tuned in, you guys got anything you want to go out with?
I don't have any cards.
Damn it, Eric, you should have brought some cards.
I brought Tony.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. You brought Tony. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
And you'll probably see a video from me fairly soon.
Yeah! You heard it here. You heard it here first.
All right, guys, so we're going to hop off here. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Tony, man, I love the fact that you're sharing all about your collecting hobby here on the Baseball Card Junkies TV.
Great being on.
Yeah.
I'll be stoked again.
Yeah, psyched.
Yeah.
Psyched again.
All right, man.
Stoked on baseball cards. That would have been all. Psych sounds better.
All right, guys. So we'll see you later. We're going to enjoy that Giants-Cardinals game at Rickwood Field. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Happy collecting.
Happy collecting.
Happy collecting.
All right, there we go.